Resignation after resignation from UKIP. On Sunday morning, I sent out an email to all members of our party in the Northwest, reminding them about this hustings here this evening. Before the last batch of emails had even departed from my computer, I was already receiving replies, overwhelmingly angry replies from members saying, "I am resigning from UKIP. I support Gerard Batten, and I think it's outrageous and a travesty that the UKIP NEC has excluded him from being a candidate." Other members who haven't resigned yet over this are threatening to do so if Gerard Batten loses his legal challenge. What legitimacy, they ask, can any new leader of UKIP possibly have when they haven't won the leadership in a fair fight, as the powers that be on the UKIP NEC have used Gina Miller-like legal chicanery to deny members the opportunity to vote for the leader that many, and perhaps a majority of them, actually wish to have as leader again. This is the elephant in the room which the candidates with us here this evening will absolutely need to address. And then there is resignation after resignation from UKIP at the other end of our internal party spectrum, from people who were appalled at the direction of travel on which Gerard Batten took our party, taking, as they see it, UKIP's eye off the prize that is Brexit, and fulminating about issues such as grooming gangs, Islam and halal meat, which, however passionately some people may feel about them, clearly do not resonate with the wider electorate and have led to unprecedented electoral disaster for UKIP, with hundreds of council and every last one of our European Parliament seats lost. Let that fact sink in. Now UKIP cannot even win a single seat in a proportional representation election. So low has our stock sunk, so toxic have we become with the wider electorate. All while the new Brexit party, which shouldn't even have existed had UKIP only kept resolutely focused on leaving the EU, while the Brexit party romps home. Nearly all of those who have resigned from UKIP in support of Gerard Batten are newer members who are unknown to me personally, and to the best of my knowledge, none were branch officers or had stood as UKIP candidates at the recent council elections. In contrast, those who have resigned from UKIP in disgust at our direction of travel, or more recently simply in despair at our current incoherence and dysfunction, are overwhelmingly long-serving UKIP officials and candidates who were firmly focused on our leaving the EU and to the live and let live values and inclusive civic nationalism that characterised UKIP when Nigel Farage was still our leader, and when UKIP fielded more ethnic minority and even Muslim general election candidates than either the Liberal Democrats or the Green Party. I fear that the loss to UKIP of their organisational and campaigning skills and experience strikes at the heart of our ability to mount an effective electoral challenge again, whatever our future policies and whoever our future leader may be. Last weekend, the UKIP National Secretary, Paul Oakley, resigned from our party. The same day, we learned that all 5 UKIP councillors in one of our most successful branches nationally, Derby, have resigned and defected to the Brexit Party. Among them was Alan Graves, the UKIP National Campaign Manager at the council elections in May. The previous weekend, Nathan Riding, NEC member and national chairman of UKIP's youth wing, Young Independents, left UKIP and went over to the Brexit Party too. Less than a fortnight ago, Nathan was, along with me, a co-chairman of UKIP here in Greater Manchester. The last 2 co-chairmen of UKIP in Greater Manchester before us, they have left and gone to the Brexit Party. the last two chairmen of my local branch in Salford, my two predecessors as UKIP Northwest Regional Chairman, and the last two UKIP Northwest Regional Officers. All have resigned from UKIP and joined the Brexit Party, otherwise known, as some wags would have it, the UKIP Old Boys Club. I think we desperately need to hear from the UKIP leadership candidates here this evening. What do you see as the point of UKIP now? How can a party whose remaining members are pulling in fundamentally opposite directions hope to survive? How can you as leader pull the party together? Or do you align completely with one wing and wish to bid the others farewell? What will the direction of travel and key policies be if you are leader? And which policies will you drop? And sadly, will any of that even matter? Even if you put forward policies with potentially wide appeal, is UKIP now electorally irrelevant with the wider voting public? And because of all the resignations and subsequent branch mergers and closures, simply organisationally too far gone to ever be a credible electoral threat again? In a few minutes, we will be hearing from the leadership candidates themselves. I very much hope that at this existential moment in UKIP's history, they will be addressing these fundamental questions. But before then, on a much happier note, it would need to be, wouldn't it? It is my very great pleasure to hand you over to our host and Master of Ceremonies for our hustings this evening, Jeff Armstrong. Jeff did all the on-the-ground organising for this evening's event. He is chairman of the local UKIP branch here in Bolton, where we have 3 sitting UKIP councillors. And Bolton under Jeff is, to the best of my knowledge, one of only 6 UKIP branches in the whole country to do what every branch is actually supposed to do, namely field a UKIP candidate in every single ward at the council elections on the 2nd of May. 8 days ago at the UKIP Greater Manchester Annual General Meeting, I did not seek re-election as county co-chairman, and I am pleased to say that along with Paul Golding of UKIP Oldham, Jeff was elected as one of 2 co-chairmen of UKIP in Greater Manchester. Jeff stood as the UKIP parliamentary candidate in Bolton South East at both the 2015 and 2017 general elections, and has been re-adopted as our candidate in that constituency in the event of a snap general election later this year. And Jeff is a generous donor to UKIP both nationally and locally. He is a UKIP patron and a gold member of UKIP's youth wing, Young Independents. And at the most basic level, the very lectern I am speaking to you from, it was Jeff who donated the cost of shipping it here. So it gives me great pleasure to announce publicly to you this evening that I have asked Jeff to take on a new role as Regional Vice Chairman of UKIP in the Northwest of England, and he has accepted. So please give a very warm and well-deserved round of applause to our host and Master of Ceremonies for our UKIP Northwest Regional Leadership Election hustings this evening, Jeff Armstrong. And I must warn you, behave yourselves this evening, for Jeff is a magistrate and he's just looking for any excuse to hand out on-the-spot penalty fines.
Thank you, Séamus.